People say the best adventures begin when you leave your comfort zone, and in 2025, Chinese trail bikes are ready to take you further than you ever imagined. With designs that captivate, technology that surprises, and a price-quality ratio that breaks the mold, these 7 machines are conquering routes and hearts all over the world. Stay until the end, because the last one might be your perfect travel companion. And if, like us, you live and breathe passion for 2 wheels, give it a like, subscribe, and join our community of adventurers.
ZONTES 350 TX. Looking for a bike that takes you from asphalt to dirt roads without batting an eye and with a smile on your face? Then you are in the right place, because this versatile adventurer arrived in 2025 to revolutionize the mid-displacement trail segment, and today I'm going to tell you why. Imagine it, a 348 cubic centimeter single-cylinder engine that not only roars with character, but delivers 39.4 horsepower at 9,500 revolutions per minute, with a maximum torque of 32.8 newton meters at 7,500 RPM. Top speed? Between 165 and 170 kilometers per hour. Enough to excite you on the highway, but without becoming untamable. The best part is how it responds. Smooth, low RPMs, vibrant in the mid-range. Ideal for sprinting between curves or crossing mud without fear. And here's an extra point. The anti-rebound clutch makes gear changes as smooth as sliding on wet sand. Fuel consumption is almost incredible at just 3.7 liters every 100 kilometers. Translated, with its 19-liter tank, you could cross half the country without going near a gas station. As for technology, it seems like it came out of a spaceship. The 350 TX doesn't hold back. Its colored TFT screen is a true command center with Bluetooth connection to the Rideology app to check routes, review tire pressure, and even the asphalt temperature. Key? Forget about looking for it in your pocket. Its PKE 2.5 keyless system works even if the battery is dead. You just have to bring it close to the chassis, and the bike activates by induction. For safety, it mounts brakes with a dual-channel Bosch ABS and J1 discs 320mm in front and 265mm in the rear. So effective that even on sand or snow, they keep you in control. The star detail is an electric windscreen, adjustable to 2 heights that cuts the wind like a knife, and that you can adjust with a button while riding. In design, it screams adventure without punishing your back. At first glance, it captivates with its robust aesthetics, integrated engine guards, and a full LED headlight that lights up the night as if it were day. But it's not all aggressiveness. Its seat height of 830mm is accessible even if you are 1.70 meters tall, approximately 5'7". And the riding position, with the wide handlebar and feet slightly forward, is pure ergonomics for spending hours on the bike. The gel technology seat is almost like a sofa on long distances, and its weight of 177 kilograms, approximately 390 pounds, makes it manageable even on narrow paths. Regarding the price for 2025, we're not talking about a robbery. It seems more like a gift. In Europe, it can be found from €5,387 in Spain, with promotions that even include free insurance. In the United States, although there is no official figure, it is estimated between $7,200 and $7,500, similar to the standard T350. For a bike with this level of equipment, many would say ZONTES is giving away technology. And if we talk about what users say, after reviewing forums and reviews, the 350 TX has an average rating of 3.68 out of 5 stars. Among the most repeated advantages are premium bike equipment at an entry-level price, with details like keyless, the TFT screen, and the electric windscreen that you don't even see in Japanese models that cost twice as much. Its truck-like autonomy also stands out thanks to those 19 liters and low consumption, and its versatility, as agile in the city as on dirt, with a 19-inch front wheel and tubeless spoked rims that devour potholes and curves alike. Of course, not everything is perfect. The most common criticisms mention basic suspensions, with the 43mm inverted fork and a monoshock, that perform well but ask for more adjustment in extreme off-road, and also the somewhat high weight for pure enduro use, where the 177 kilograms are noticeable in deep mud. So, who's the 350 TX for? It is your soulmate if you are an all-terrain traveler who mixes highways with dirt roads on weekends, if you live in the city but dream of long getaways, or if you are looking for premium technology and equipment without paying an arm and a leg. Who is it not for? For absolute beginners, because of the weight, or for those who only want asphalt, or the standard T version makes more sense. But if your thing is exploring without limits, friend, this bike is like having a passport to adventure with Wi-Fi included.
CFMOTO 450 MT. If you are looking for a companion capable of challenging asphalt, dirt, and even your budget, the CFMOTO 450 MT 2025 is that surprise that takes your breath away. Here, there are no cheap bikes in the old-fashioned sense of the word. This is pure, smart engineering made to make you smile every kilometer. Let's start with its heart, a 450cc twin-cylinder with a 270-degree crankshaft that not only sounds characterful, but delivers 44 horsepower and 44 Nm of torque forcefully. The best part is how it does it. The power appears from down low, like a friend pushing you on a climb. Perfect for climbing complicated paths or dodging traffic without surprises. It's not a bullet in a straight line with a top speed of about 150 kilometers per hour, but with a consumption of just 4.8 liters every 100 kilometers and a 17.5-liter tank, it gives you up to 350 kilometers of adventure per tank. Translation: more trips, fewer stops. Technology here is not an ornament, it's an ally. Its curved 5-inch TFT screen connects to your mobile via the Ride app, which allows you to see routes, maintenance alerts, and even manage your music. But what really captivates is the switchable Bosch ABS. Press a button and the rear wheel is free for controlled slides on dirt. The Bosch traction control is like a bodyguard when the terrain gets treacherous. The KYB suspensions offer 200 millimeters of travel and compression and rebound adjustments, swallowing potholes without you noticing. And the radial J1 brakes, a Brembo subsidiary, with 320 millimeter discs, stop the bike with just one finger. Nothing is missing, nothing is extra. In design, it screams, "Let's go," without forgetting comfort. Inspired by rally bikes, it features a vertical LED headlight, a tool-adjustable windscreen, and a high fender for when mud wants to be the protagonist. Its dry weight is just 175 kilograms, approximately 386 pounds, so picking it up off the ground is a piece of cake. Furthermore, its seat height adapts to you. 820 millimeters standard, 800 millimeters in a low version for shorter riders, and 870 millimeters optional for taller ones. The posture is upright and relaxed, with a wide handlebar for off-road control, slightly rear-set foot pegs, and a straight back. Even in the heaviest traffic, you'll arrive fresh. The price in 2025 is its master stroke. In Europe, it is around 6,490 euros. In Spain, VAT included. In the United States, it hasn't arrived officially yet, but in Mexico, it is around 7,999 USD. A true masterstroke against rivals that cost almost double. And if you ask on the street, riders agree on 3 virtues: perfect balance, agile in the city, brave on dirt roads, life-saving electronics, the Bosch ABS and TCS are insurance that doesn't get in the way, and friendly weight, light and accessible for those starting an off-road. Points to improve? Few, but real. Suspensions for experts. In very extreme jumps, they ask for finer adjustments. Limited highway. At high speed, it vibrates a bit. It's not its natural habitat. Who is the 450 MT for? For the urban biker who dreams of getting dusty, the beginner who wants to explore without fear, or the traveler who demands technology without emptying their pocket. It's not made for eternal highways or extreme enduro, but if you're looking for freedom without labels or debts, here, you have your accomplice. VOGE 625 DSX. Imagine a bike that takes you from the office to the end of the world without hesitation or emptying your account. This 2025 trail bike holds more secrets than you imagine. I'll tell you in detail why it's breaking molds and why it deserves all your attention. Let's start with the heart. Imagine a 581 cubic centimeter parallel twin, timed at 270 degrees to achieve a deep sound and a torque delivery that seems to anticipate what you are going to ask of it. The figures speak for themselves. 63 horsepower at 9,000 RPM and 57 Newton-meters of torque at 6,500 RPM. These are numbers that turn traffic light pullaways into an instant smile and make mountain climbs faced with aplomb. But be careful, it's not a wild engine. Its useful power appears between 3,000 and 8,000 revolutions, which means on the road, shifting gears becomes almost optional. As for consumption, it is very efficient. 3.8 liters per 100 kilometers with a 17.6-liter tank that gives you a practical range of about 450 kilometers before having to look for gas. The top speed is around 180 kilometers per hour, although its natural place is secondary roads full of curves, where it behaves like a beast with good manners. Now let's talk about technology, which is precisely where VOGE has put all its cards on the table. It comes standard with adjustable traction control, switchable ABS for off-road, and 2 riding modes, Eco to stretch every liter, and Sport when the asphalt asks for more character. The color TFT screen, with IPS technology, is visible in the sun and brings integrated aero navigation, tire pressure monitoring, and Bluetooth connectivity for mobile notifications when you are stopped. For braking, it mounts twin 298mm front discs with Nissan calipers and ABS, which offer progressive, safe, and jerk-free stopping. The suspensions are not far behind. A 41mm KYB inverted fork, adjustable in preload and extension, and a rear monoshock with a gas reservoir. With 220mm of ground clearance, speed bumps and irregularities are barely a whisper. And to top it off, full LED lighting with integrated fog lights, because seeing well at night should be the norm, not the exception. In design and comfort, this VOGE looks like a maxi trail, but it welcomes you like an old friend. At first glance, it impresses with its size, but when you get on, you discover a seat at 835mm height, narrow in the contact area, which allows relatively easy ground reach even if you are 1.7 meters tall, approx 5 feet 7. The riding position is relaxed, wide handlebar and foot pegs advanced 55mm, which favor a natural posture and an almost straight back. The result is clear. You can ride for 3 hours straight without your lower back starting to remind you that you are still alive. Aesthetically, it maintains the adventurous character with 19-inch front and 17-inch rear tubeless spoked rims, an adjustable windscreen, standard metal guards, and an aggressive-looking LED headlight. In colors like desert sand or black, it looks like a much more expensive high-end bike. It weighs only 206 kilograms, approx 454 pounds, ready to ride, so moving it in the garage or extracting it from a light muddy section is not an odyssey. The effect comes with the price. In 2025, the full power version is positioned at €6,592 in Europe. For those with an A2 license, the same bike limited to 35 kilowatts is available at the same price. In the United States, without a closed official figure, its approximation is around $7,200. The Bailu aluminum panniers are sold separately and cost an additional €898. What does all this mean? That for less than what a basic Japanese rival would ask for, you get premium electronics and high-level trail equipment. And what do those who are already riding it say? After diving into forums and tests, it gathers an average score close to 3.99 out of 5 based on 122 ratings. Positive reviews crown it as the queen of urban all-terrain, light for moving around the city, stable on the road, and with a suspension capable of handling moderate dirt tracks. Many highlight its great equipment for the price. The TFT screen, traction control, and adjustable KYB suspension make other models seem austere in comparison. They also call it sofa comfort for a wide and soft seat that pleases those who spend hours on it. Nothing is perfect, of course. On the highway at sustained paces above 120 kilometers per hour, the windscreen is a bit lacking and the wind becomes noticeable. And very demanding off-road, the suspensions end up asking for more travel and stoutness compared to alternatives like KTM or BMW. And the engine loses a bit of spark above 8,000 RPM, although honestly, who travels like that regularly? Who is the 625 DSX for? It is the ideal companion if you are returning to two wheels or if you are a beginner with an A2 license, controlled power, electronic aids, and a handling that gives confidence from the first kilometer. It's also perfect if your day-to-day mixes work and weekend getaways. Its sweet spot is winding roads, simple dirt paths, and 2- or 3-day trips with saddlebags. And if what you want is adventure style without paying as if you were buying a spaceship, this bike achieves it. For less than 7,000 euros, it appears much more. If your use is basically highway at high pace, or you were looking for extreme off-road, it might not be the optimal option. But if what you want is to conquer the world without labels or debts, this bike is a passport to adventure with a taste for a bargain.
Morbidelli T502X. It's a machine designed to take you from asphalt to dirt roads without losing that Italian touch that captivates. You are about to discover your next adventure companion. Imagine a bike that inherits the Transalpine passion, but with a modern and accessible approach. Let's break it down together, as if we were chatting in the garage. At the heart of this bike beats a 486 cubic centimeter twin cylinder that not only performs but truly excites. It delivers 47 horsepower at 8,500 revolutions per minute and reaches a maximum torque of 45 Newton meters at 6,750 RPM. It is a liquid-cooled engine that responds with that mix of smoothness and character you look for when you are loaded or when you need to push an overtake. The transmission is 6-speed and mounts an anti-rebound clutch that makes shifts precise and very smooth, like sliding a knife through butter, something appreciated when the terrain gets complicated. The top speed is around 160 kilometers per hour, a figure more than sufficient for highway journeys without straining. With an 18-liter tank and an average consumption close to 4.5 liters every 100 kilometers, the real range exceeds 350 kilometers per tank, which gives you plenty of autonomy for long days on the road. In terms of technology and equipment, Morbidelli has put strong cards on the table. The command center is a 7-inch vertical TFT screen that concentrates information clearly and modernly. This screen connects via 4G to the Morbidelli Connect app, allowing aero navigation, tire pressure monitoring, and alerts if something is wrong. In terms of safety, it mounts Bosch ABS and 2 300mm front discs, and also offers the possibility to disconnect the rear ABS when it's time to get dirty and play on dirt. The suspensions are designed to explore. A 43mm inverted fork, adjustable and with 1,800mm of travel in front, and a rear shock with linkages that works to absorb the ugliest bumps without sacrificing control. And those aluminum panniers you see in the photos, waterproof and robust, come included as standard equipment, ready to load your travel plans. Design and comfort complete the proposal. At first glance, its aesthetics borrow that rally spirit, a vertical LED headlight reminiscent of Dakar classics, an adjustable windscreen and angular bodywork that seems to cut the wind. But the real magic is in the practical details. The seat has a height of 830 millimeters and is profiled narrowly in the contact area, allowing easy foot placement even for riders of 1.70 meters, approx. 5'7". The riding posture is pure ergonomics, with a wide handlebar and slightly forward-set foot pegs so your back travels straight and without tension for hours. Despite its robust lines, the weight ready to ride is 210 kilograms, approx. 463 pounds, making it surprisingly manageable in the city and reasonably agile when it's time to pull it out of a mud pit. In terms of price for 2025, the mix is attractive. In Europe, you can find it from 6,990 euros, with finishes and tones like desert sand or an intense black that enhance its lines. In the US, there is no confirmed official price yet, but expectations point to an approximate MSRP of $7,499, positioning it as a very competitive alternative against Japanese and European rivals. And yes, the panniers come included in the base package, an uncommon detail that adds a lot to the final bill. What do those who already ride it say? Very positive comments appear on forums and specialized channels. Many define it as great equipment for what it costs, highlighting the giant screen, the panniers, and the possibility of switchable ABS. Others value first-class comfort, pointing out the padded seat and long travel suspension as a clear advantage on mixed routes. And in the style department, the comment "design with personality" is frequent because it attracts more looks than bikes with a much higher price, especially in colors like rally green. But not everything is perfect. In demanding off-road, some users point out that it falls short.
The suspensions, although very capable for general use, do not reach the fine adjustment level of a KTM prepared for extreme trial. There are also those who notice that above 130 kilometers per hour, the engine loses some thrust and fast overtakes, so it is not the ideal bike for those who permanently live at highway pace or seek competition performance. So, who is the T502X for? If you have an A2 license or are looking for a manageable bike with well-thought-out electronic aids, this could be an excellent first experience in the adventure world. If you live between the city and weekend getaways, its compact size, contained weight, and included panniers make it the perfect companion to leave on a Saturday and not return until Sunday night. And if you're attracted to style without wanting to pay as if it were a work of art, for less than 7,000 euros, you'll have a presence and equipment that many European brands sell for much higher figures. Would you avoid it if your life is pure highway or if you seek extreme competition? Probably so. But if what you want is to chew through kilometers of asphalt and dirt without your bank account begging for mercy, this Italian presents itself as an embrace of torque and technology.
QJ SRT 900XX. Get ready because this 2025 Chinese trail bike comes to break all the schemes. And I tell you with emotion, imagine a machine that mixes the technology of a German, the character of a Japanese, and a price that seems like a mistake. Let's discover it together as if we were at the dealership, agreeing on every detail, with that mix of surprise and desire to try it right now. If we talk about the engine and performance, you are going to smile, because here it beats an inline twin-cylinder of 904 cubic centimeters that not only pushes, but caresses. It delivers 95 horsepower at 9,000 revolutions and 90 newton-meters of torque at 6,500 revolutions per minute, and with its 270-degree firing order, it is one of those units that accompanies you in everything, smooth in traffic and forceful when you open the throttle on the road. The top speed is around a solid 190 kilometers per hour, perfect for the highway, but its true charm appears in the mid-range when the torque catapults you without warning. And here comes what makes many truly excited. With a 24-liter tank and an average consumption of about 4.5 liters every 100 kilometers, you can travel nearly 500 kilometers before looking at the reserve, which means more freedom and fewer unnecessary stops on long routes. In technology, the brand has shown off shamelessly. So ask yourself, does this really cost less than 9,000 euros? Standard equipment includes switchable Bosch ABS for when you dare to go on dirt, adjustable traction control, and 3 riding modes designed for each situation. Normal for day-to-day, sport for bringing out smiles, and rain for those complicated days. The 7-inch TFT screen with mirroring steals the show because it projects your Google Maps, controls music, and alerts you to calls without you having to take out your phone. For brakes, it mounts 4-piston radial Brembo calipers with 320mm discs in front that ask to be tested, and the fully adjustable Marzocchi suspensions offer 152mm of travel to swallow bumps as if they were nothing. And as the icing on the cake comes the premium electronics. ADAS systems with blind spot alert, lane change assistant, and cross-traffic warning, things one expects on a bike with a much higher price. In design and comfort, this trail bike impresses because it is big like an elephant and agile like a feline, a contradiction that works as soon as you get on. The seat is at 835mm height, but is narrower than it seems, so at 1.75 meters, approximately 5'9", you plant your feet well and control the bike without drama. The posture is pure ergonomics, with a high handlebar for off-road control, centered foot pegs so your back appreciates the hours on the road, and bodywork that protects you without stealing the view of the landscape. It weighs 257 kilograms, ready to ride, yes, but in motion, its low center of gravity makes it feel much lighter in corners. The details win you, with heated seat and grip standard, integrated metal guards, and an LED headlight with a predator's gaze that doesn't go unnoticed. In metallic gray or timeless black, it looks like a 15,000 euro bike, although the reality is different. Let's talk about the price in 2025 because it is a slam dunk that leaves you thinking. In Spain and Europe, its price is 8,699 euros on promotion from 8,999 euros, and it comes with aluminum pannier standard with single key opening. In the UK, it's around £7,899, and in the United States, where it is scarcer, you'll see it for about $10,800. What does this mean in practice? That for the price of a basic rival, you get luxury electronics and equipment that other brands charge you as extras, and that explains a lot of the noise it is generating. What do the first owners and forums say? The real buzz is full of enthusiasm. Many say it is a great package that humbles premium brands. For the panniers, the giant screen, and the ADAS, they point out the transatlantic autonomy thanks to its 24 liters and praise the braking with the radial Brembos that transmit impressive precision. Now, it's not perfect, and the community also points it out clearly. In extreme off-road, the suspension is a tad short compared to a competition KTM. Some users think the engine loses a bit of spark above 8,000 revolutions, and in the city, those 257 kilograms are noticeable in very tight traffic jams. So who is the SRT 900XX for? It is the perfect accomplice if you are a weekend traveler hungry for adventure, because its strong point is secondary roads, forest tracks, and 2- or 3-day trips with the panniers full of stories. If you are looking for top technology without mortgaging yourself, for less than 9,000 euros, you get aids that not even the Germans include as standard. If you come from a mid-sized trail and want to move up in displacement without complications, its progressive delivery, electronic aids, and manageable height make the jump comfortable. If you only ride in the city or are looking for extreme competition, it might not be your best option. But if what you want is to devour kilometers with the feeling of riding a spaceship and the smile of a child, this Chinese bike is an earthquake of value.
KOVE 800X Pro. Are you looking for a bike that breaks the rules without breaking your wallet? This 2025 Chinese trail bike appears as that adventurous friend who arrives unannounced and changes your plans for the better. Imagine a machine that combines the agility of an enduro, the heart of a large trail, and a price that almost seems like a misprint. Let's dissect it as if we were sharing secrets in the garage, calmly and with desire. Here beats a 799 cubic centimeter parallel twin that doesn't promise in vain. It delivers 95 horsepower at 9,000 revolutions per minute and 80 newton meters of torque at 7,500 revolutions per minute. Those figures put it face-to-face with European rivals like the KTM 790 Adventure, but with a big weight difference. Ready to ride, it weighs only 190 kilograms, approximately 419 pounds. That translates into a power-to-weight ratio of 1.81 kilograms per horsepower, an outstanding number in its category. What does it mean in practice? Explosive starts on asphalt and a surprising feeling of lightness off-road. Its top speed is around 210 kilometers per hour, but the real magic is between 4,000 and 8,000 revolutions, where the torque pushes with great force. That response zone is perfect for dodging stones on trails or overtaking safely on the road. With a 19-liter tank and an approximate average consumption of 4.3 liters every 100 kilometers, each tank gives you over 450 kilometers of autonomy, enough to concentrate on the horizon and forget about gas stations for a good stretch of kilometers. And here comes the good part in electronics. KOVE has bet on electronics that provide safety without overloading the rider. The traction control is adjustable in 3 modes: standard, rain, and off for use on dirt, and the ABS is Bosch switchable for those who want to experiment. You can leave it active on both axles, only the front, or completely deactivated. There are 2 riding modes designed for day-to-day use: Eco, to save fuel and soften the response, and Sport, for when you want to smile in every curve. The dashboard is a 7-inch vertical TFT screen, optionally connectable, that shows tire pressure, temperature, aero navigation, and mobile notifications. That said, notifications are only shown when the bike is stopped to avoid distraction while moving. The suspensions are KYB with 240 millimeters of travel and full adjustment in compression, rebound, and preload. They devour bumps as if they were crumbs. For braking, it trusts in Teisco calipers and wave-designed discs, 310 millimeters in front and 220 millimeters in the rear, supported by a steering damper that gives a feeling of control at any pace. Practical details also add up: Acron tubeless spoked rims,
aluminum skid plate, self-adjusting full LED lighting, and angled valves that facilitate inflating without juggling. In appearance and ergonomics, it maintains the rally aesthetic, attractive and challenging. The double LED headlight gives it a nocturnal predator look, the windscreen is compact, and the double-beam steel chassis transmits solidity. At first glance, it seems big, but when you mount it, the experience changes. The seat is at 875 millimeters height, although its narrow section in the contact area allows riders around 1.75 meters, approx 5'9", to plant their feet well. The posture is comfortable and designed for long adventures, high handlebar for off-road control, centered foot pegs that care for your back on the road, and bodywork that protects without closing off the landscape. The dry weight figure is 185 kilograms, approx 408 pounds, but in motion, the bike feels much lighter thanks to a low center of gravity. That also helps to pick it up with less effort if it falls over. It comes in tones like military green or metallic gray, with that expedition look, without asking for a spaceship price. Now let's talk about prices, the real elephant in the room. In Europe, you can find it from €9,899, VAT and transportation included. And in the United States, it's around $10,999, without destination charges. Said another way, for €3,000 or €4,000 or dollars less than a similar KTM or Yamaha, you get comparable electronics, high-end suspension, and a weight that European bikes would envy. The pancakes don't come standard, but the rear aluminum rack is ready to mount them and leave. What do those who already ride it say? On forums and reviews, the 800X Pro adds very high ratings, with an average around 4.5 out of 5. Owners call it the queen of lightweight for its agility in the city, stability on the road, and real capability on trails that would make much more expensive models sweat. Many highlight its reliability, solid results in demanding tests, and surprising resistance in harsh conditions. The engine receives praise for being smooth at low revolutions, energetic in the mid-range, and more refined than many expected from a Chinese bike. But it's not perfect, and it's best to say it clearly. On very smooth asphalt, above 130 kilometers per hour, some riders notice vibrations that come from the low bodywork and the stressed engine. For electronics purists, things are missing. It doesn't have cruise control or ride-by-wire electronic throttle, and the dealership network is still expanding, so in rural areas of the United States or certain corners of Europe, after-sales service can be delayed a bit. So, who is this 800X Pro for? It's your uncle if you are a true adventurer, not just on social media. It shines on mixed routes, with maybe 70% off-road and 30% on asphalt, on long traverses through remote paths where lightweight becomes your best ally. It's ideal if you come from a small trail and want to make the jump without losing agility. Its power is controllable, the electronic aids are discreet, and the height is manageable. It's also for those who prioritize real performance over brand prestige. For less than €10,000, it offers things that other brands charge $15,000 for, and on top of that, it brings a 3-year warranty. If your use is almost exclusively urban, or you're looking for the luxury and premium assistance of a BMW, it might not be the perfect option. But if what you want is to bite into maps, get really muddy, and smile every time the path gets wild, this is not just a Chinese alternative, it's a statement of intent. Ready to write your own legend? The KOVE is already on the starting line.
VOGE 900 DSX 2025. If you are looking for a trail bike that makes you feel like a modern explorer without spending a fortune, the VOGE 900 DSX 2025 is that hidden gem that mixes a German heart with an adventurous spirit. Imagine an engine that roars with force, cutting-edge technology, and a price that will make you smile every time you start it. I'm going to tell you why this high-end Chinese bike is revolutionizing routes. Its engine is an 895cc parallel twin, the same one used by the BMW F900, manufactured by Longchin. For 2025, it has improved its performance, delivering 95 horsepower at 8,250 revolutions and a torque of 95 Newton-meters at 6,250 RPM. This means it pushes with power from the mid-range, ideal for accelerating on mountain curves or overtaking safely.
Its top speed is around 210 kilometers per hour, but what really captivates is its efficiency. It consumes only between 4 and 5 liters per 100 kilometers, and with a 17-liter tank, you can travel up to 400 kilometers without stopping. Furthermore, it has 4 riding modes: economy, sport, enduro, and rain, an anti-rebound clutch, a bidirectional quick shifter, and cruise control, so your long trips are comfortable and pleasant. And its 270-degree firing order gives it a husky sound that recalls V-twin bikes, pure emotion with every acceleration. In technology, this DSX stands out a lot. Bosch has incorporated a cornering ABS system with a 6-axis sensor, just like premium bikes. Additionally, it has traction control that you can disconnect for use on off-road terrain. The 7-inch TFT screen includes Carbit Ride, a system that connects your phone as a professional navigator with 3 years of free subscription. Want to record your adventures? It has an integrated HD front camera. It also features a smart key, blind spot alert in the mirrors, tire pressure monitor, LED lights with auxiliaries that activate in curves, USB and 12-volt outlets, and even a heated seat and grips for those cold days. Its Brembo brakes have 305mm discs in front, and the KYB suspensions are fully adjustable with a 194mm fork and 198mm monoshock, so you can dominate any terrain. It's like having a digital co-pilot that takes care of you. In design and comfort, this trail bike has an imposing presence. Its aggressive lines, double hawk's eye LED headlight, and high exhausts scream adventure. The seat is at 825mm height, accessible for almost everyone, and has a manually adjustable windscreen. Its ergonomics are designed so you can spend hours on the bike without getting tired. The steel chassis with aluminum swing arm and the spoked wheels, 21 inches front and 17 rear, mount Pirelli Scorpion Trail 2 tires, which offer stability on asphalt and agility on dirt. Although it weighs between 215 and 220 kilograms, approximately 485 pounds dry, it moves with surprising lightness thanks to its low center of gravity. For 2025, it is available in 3 eye-catching colors: lime green, aviator blue, and black night. Can you imagine reaching that viewpoint with this beauty on 2 wheels? In price, the DSX surprises. In Europe, it is around €9,192 with taxes included, after the Euro 5+ regulation adjustments. In the United States, dealers are aiming for about $10,500. If you compare it with a BMW F900 GS, which exceeds €15,000, you'll understand why the forums are on fire. The Bilobu aluminum pannier set is optional and costs an extra €898, but it's a bargain compared to the competition. And what do real riders say? On forums and videos, owners highlight its first-class equipment, a powerful and smooth engine, and an incredible price. A YouTuber summed it up: it's a BMW with a VOGE logo, but for half the price. Its advantages are clear: a revolutionary price-quality ratio, comfort for long distances, advanced electronics that include seat heating, and maintenance every 10,000 kilometers. But it's not perfect. Some mention delays in parts outside of Europe, a less exciting sound than its European rivals, and details like plastic switches that are a bit fragile. The electronics are complex and require official service, but 85% of buyers recommend it. On MotoChicas, it has a rating of 3.77 out of 5 with almost 500 votes. Some users adjust the throttle with a homemade remap to eliminate small delays. Who is this trail bike for? If you're looking for a bike for long trips, city, and secondary roads, this is your ally. Perfect for travelers who tour Europe with luggage, for urban bikers who want performance without fear of scraping, or for those coming from mid-sized trail bikes and looking to make a jump without spending too much. It's not for extreme off-road, but if your plan is 80% asphalt and 20% light adventure, this bike is like first class. Even retirees love it for its accessible height and easy controls. In summary, the VOGE 900 DSX is a workhorse in a gala suit. It proves that paying less today does not mean giving up anything, but rather gaining freedom for more routes. Are you ready to leave prejudices behind and ride for adventure?
And there you have it, 7 Chinese trail bikes that in 2025 are breaking molds and proving that quality, technology, and adventure can go hand in hand without you having to spend a fortune. If any of these bikes has awakened your exploratory spirit, imagine the routes and paths you could conquer with it. Remember, adventure has no age or limits, and these trail bikes are made to accompany you on every kilometer, in every landscape, and in every story you want to create on 2 wheels. If you like this tour of the best of Chinese trail bikes, don't forget to give it a like, subscribe, and activate the bell so you don't miss any news. Tell us in the comments which one you would take with you on your next adventure. See you on the road, with the wind in your face and freedom in your heart.